to sit in a church and then get up and kill. That kind of mentality and easy access to guns, we've got to deal with all of these issues.
America was right here after Columbine. We were right here after Newtown. We were right here after Aurora, and we are still at square one after Charleston. A nation that reacts every time there's a mass killing involving handguns, promising we'll do something about it. And in the end, we've done almost nothing. Will the killing of 9 people in South Carolina finally push us over the edge and force the hand of those in government, medicine, and private industry to get something done that at the very least may stop the killings? The political animal begins now. Welcome back, Republican strategist, professor at Georgetown University, Bradley Blakeman, joined by Democratic media strategist Franco Ripple. Gentlemen, I thank you both for joining us. And Brad, I'm going to begin with you. That is the very simple question that the American people want to know. Stop politicizing this. Start getting something done. Is this the time? And will we have the spine to do it now?
Well, I don't know actually what should be done. Our laws are pretty substantial as they exist now. And quite frankly, you can outlaw mental illness. We live in a country of 330 million good and decent Americans by and large. And we cannot sacrifice a constitutional right of the right to bear arms against those who seek to abuse that right. And you can't legislate it away. You have to treat it. And I think we should be thinking more about the treatment of mental illness than on, quote unquote, gun control.
Franco, I think he brings up a good point, because every time we get down to this, we come down to the mental illness question more than whether or not there's guns available. Yes or no?
That is true. It is a mental illness question. But with all due respect to my friend, it is a patchwork situation of laws banning guns from those with mental illnesses across the country. We don't have substantial gun laws in this country. There is easy access to guns, and I say that as a gun owner and as a supporter of the Second Amendment. We need to do something about this. Ed, as you said in the lead into this, we're back here every single time. But here's the thing that I'm wondering about this specific situation. Why is it 50 years after the Birmingham bombing that we now have this mass atrocity? Why are there some people in this country afraid to call this exactly what it is, which is a race-motivated hate crime? Not everyone's calling it that.
Well, you will have to agree. And Brad, I'll tell you what, he brings up a very good point, because in the Washington Post, there's an article even today. Charleston isn't really about gun control. It's about racial violence. Don't we need to spend more time discussing this? Look, gun control is a great idea, but even there are people out there right now saying, let's stop politicizing this 24 hours after somebody's dead in a church, 9 people are dead. Let's work on the real issue here. Is the real issue racial violence? Brad, to you.
That is certainly a component of the violence that we're seeing. But, you know, what saddens me is Barack Obama came into office with such hope and promise as a biracial president to bring us together. Never been more divided under Barack Obama. And he's politicized events without having facts, and he's added more fuel to the fire in race division in this country. And that's really sad for our country, because again, he had the perfect opportunity together, and he's divided us.
All right, I got something else to talk about with regard to this, and this is Nikki Haley, the governor of South Carolina, who said that this is the reason for the death penalty. We want him to have the death penalty. Look, Brad, I know that there are people going to say that it's the wrong thing to do, but there's many people who would say, if you're going to have a death penalty, this is the case to do it. Yes?
Absolutely. This is the poster boy for the death penalty. If ever we needed one, we need it now. It should be enforced. No more heinous crime could ever be committed in this country with a motive of intent and result as this guy did. Yes, he should get a death penalty.
Franco, is it fair to say that even those who are on the side of anti-death penalty will say, look, if there is a reason for it, this is the reason?
Oh, absolutely, no doubt about it. If there ever was a reason for it, and there is a good reason for it, this would be one of those situations. But I continue to wonder, again, Ed, and it hasn't been addressed, and I don't know who's going to address it. Why are we not calling this crime what it is? This guy has been very, very clear about his motivations for this. And I just wonder, what is it going to take to address the violence? What is it going to take to address the overt racism in this specific situation, which is now the worst hate crime on a black church in American history?
All right, and we will talk about that in the months to come, and hopefully we can finally get somewhere. 1 minute to go. I got to ask you both this, and Franco, I'll start with you. Donald Trump is out there right now. He's president. He's a candidate for the POTUS. What's his game?
The game is the same every time. It's to try to stay relevant in the national conversation. And I think Donald Trump, he's fallen a long way from where he was. There's a story that I'll save for another time about how he paid off a man's mortgage, a guy who helped him change a flat tire on the side of the road. I don't think that's the Donald Trump we'd see today. Instead, we see him talking about either building walls or criminals coming to this country. There's no hope in his vision because I don't think he's got a real platform for this country.
20 seconds to you, Brad. What's his game?
Donald Trump's all about Donald Trump. He's laughing up his sleeve. He's getting tremendous earned media by. This is about increasing the Trump brand at the cost of being a presidential candidate.
It is all at the Trump brand itself, and unfortunately, the Republicans are going to take the heat no matter how they look at it. Brad, Franco, thank you so much, gentlemen. I appreciate your time. We'll look forward to talking to you again. All right, let's go ahead and talk to our audience right now. We have been asking all week long, whom are you supporting in the Republican primary? We want you to tell us online in the Newsmax Republican primary poll. All you have to do is vote today. Go to newsmaxpolls.com. Which Republican candidate do you support? And by the way, so far, Ted Cruz with 18% of the vote and Ben Carson with 15% of the vote are the leaders, with Mike Huckabee, Jeb Bush, Scott Walker, Rand Paul, and Chris Christie and Marco Rubio all bringing up the rear. Now, you vote on the poll. Let us do something for you. We want to send you a lucky couple, just one, on a 7-day Silver Sea cruise to the Caribbean this winter. The luxury cruise aboard the Silver Wind is indeed the trip of a lifetime. To win, gotta enter the sweepstakes. Come on, of course. Visit newsmax.com/sweepstakes to enter. That is newsmax.com/sweepstakes. We'll take care of you. We'll get your vote. We'll send you on a nice vacation, and it's all heading towards 2016. Stay with us. The fastest 60 minutes in news, The Hard Line, will continue.